All right, so we are here today with the PMQ live update for Thursday, March 26th. We are here with the one, the only Mr. Michael LaMarca of Master Pizza in Cleveland, Ohio. Michael, say hello to the world.
We are here. Hey guys, hope everyone's doing okay, and I look forward to this opportunity to speak to you, Brian, and everybody else out there listening.
All right, great. Well, I do appreciate your time. I know everybody's super busy in these crazy times right now, so definitely wanted to kind of, hear your thoughts on everything going on right now. So definitely want to start off just by, I think we're going to ask everybody the same question at the beginning, though. How did it get started for you guys? Or what was the first thing you had to do to actually adapt to these times? I mean, when did it seem like now this is real? We have to change a game plan. What'd you do? And then where have you gone from there?
When it started, it seems like a lifetime ago it started. It was about 3-4 weeks ago when it was starting to get real, in the news daily and things were starting to progress. You could see things progressing. We took initiative action about, I'm sorry, getting like messages all over the place. It started with just like the simple stuff of like, mandatory wearing gloves when handling any kind of transaction. We were taking cash in the beginning. One of the first things I think we did do, because there was still dine-in in Ohio, and forgive me, I'm looking at a calendar right now. I think it was March 15th is when they stopped the dine-in. They eliminated dine-in in groups of 50 or more. Forgive me, the numbers, I can't remember everything anymore. But one of the things we did do immediately was we took everything off the dining room table. No settings, no menus, none of the caddies with the cheese and pepper in it. We rinsed, cleaned, sanitized, threw out all the product that was on the table and brought it out as needed. That was one of the first things we did. Gloves are mandatory. In fact, we had a big debate internally about wearing gloves because it might be a message. It was just very confusing at the time because so much information was coming in so fast. When we went with that, we're like, let's just do gloves. Let's just do over the top. Let's be over cautious than under prepared. And
right, I like that.
Yeah, we did. We took all the merchandise off the registers. Our dressing bottles, all that stuff off the point of sale. Removed all that because you don't want someone to come in touching it, manipulating it, and another customer come grab it.
You're just kind of at that point, you're just removing any kind of enticement to touch things. I mean, that's in our society now. We're very tactile. It's like, ooh. Now you said that you took everything off the tables. Did you guys ever eventually end up removing the tables from the dining room altogether? Or I don't know if they're fixed or not, but
no, they're not fixed. But one of the things we did, put the chairs on top of them. Just in Ohio, it became mandatory March 15th at 9 p.m. that dining rooms are closed. Yeah. So we, as far as I could see, everyone's following suit with that. So it wasn't much of an issue. People coming in wanting to sit. The message got out pretty loud and clear in our state. A lot of great communications happening in our state. So we just out of a bunch of caution, again, put the chairs on top of the tables just to show that it's there's no enticing of anyone, even just
hanging around.
Yeah, absent-mindedly, just I'm going to have a seat real quick. You know what I mean? Just not intentionally to do that. So we eliminated all those possible factors to mitigate any kind of exposure along those lines. So
what was the next big step in this progression, though? I mean,
so I have all my notes in front of me. Like we have like legitimately like dates and lines, line by line of what we did. Like we removed all the cups from like customers to grab the sodas, soda fountains. We removed all that stuff. We implemented like every 20 minutes we sanitized everything, all the common touch surfaces, POS system, phones, countertops, stuff like that. Constantly wearing gloves. We went to cashless, all credit card. Again, these are things we did prior to anything being, I don't mandated because I'm not sure if cashless is mandated, but we definitely want to be, in our view, let's just, what could we do to be better at what we're trying to do, and those are the things that went through our heads when we're making these decisions. We sanitize our delivery bags. We give a box of gloves to every delivery driver, so they put them on before they get in the car. When they get out of the car, they put new gloves on and they deliver to the customer, even though they're not it's touchless delivery, we still want to be as thorough as possible, every aspect of the process. So I tried sharing most of these things with our groups and friends that we know, just to help, get through this, as safe as we can with everybody. So, I think we shared this on our website, masterpizza.com. It's on there as well.
Well, and it sounds a little bit like you guys were kind of proactive about some of these steps. You were doing them kind of before they were mandated, like you said. So,
yeah, we have the forgive me, I just can't remember all the specific dates because this has just been a download of information every day.
No, I appreciate your trying, but there's no need for the dates because, like you said, everything's happening day to day. Sometimes 2 things in a day. You gotta, but if you're forward thinking about it, you can. Just be forward thinking about it, and maybe you can get on top of it. So,
correct. If one of the things, I'm not sure who said it, but one of the people said, walk around as if you have it, and think along those lines, and then you can really see things differently of what you can eliminate to help prevent the spread of this. So we try to keep that kind of mindset in our head to say hey, what could we do to get rid of all these possible factors of taking what we need to do above and beyond what we really want to be safe moving into this new world, because it is totally new.
Well, and I just wanted to ask you, because Master Pizza does franchise. Can't believe I just gave you a free commercial. But so you have, what you said, 11 units, right?
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot of employees. And this time, some people are having to actually, lay people off. They don't want to. But what are you guys doing for employee retention, or even just, what are you doing for your staff in this time? Is there something unique you're doing, or just, I don't even care if it's unique. I just want to know what you guys are doing and that other people can maybe emulate.
One of the things that we're doing that we kind of got creative with is, we have a lot of people that work in our team and our company that are families, a mother or father. And one of the things that we said was hey, when you come into work, maybe you get dropped off, or maybe you come up together, is, take a pizza home to your family. Take some food home to your family every night that you work, either before your shift or after your shift, so we can help, your family and appreciate what, you guys coming in, and it's just something we could do to help, ease the burden of what's going on with people. Money's tight, so we can give some dinners to our teammates, our they're our family. These people are our family, and they're. I talked. Listened to Dan speak yesterday, and I talked to him prior to your. Obviously, Dan's a good friend of mine, but I know it killed him to do what he had to do. No one wants to lay off anybody. No one is. Everyone that we all know and associate with is doing everything they can not to lay off anybody, and try to do what they can to prevent that. But what we're just trying to do is keep our hours, keep people's hours, keep focused on. What we're trying to do, what we have done, we're trying to focus on doing that, because we're getting a whole bunch of new policies daily, literally daily. We're getting a whole bunch of new policies daily, and we're trying to keep the norm as regular as we can, day-to-day business as regular as we can, with all these new influx of new regulations. So like I said, we're giving food to the family. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this, but I'm sorry. It's just
no, it's. I mean, it's fine. It's like you said. There's new things, influxes, and even on this, I just put up the letter that you put on your Facebook, and I like it says what we're doing. It's got the bullet points, but then I like at the bottom it says what you can do. Because you want to help them understand how serious it is, but what they can do to kind of
and one of the
from going around.
One of my biggest things that I'm trying to do is really clear out a lot of noise. When this first all started really happening, there was a lot of noise and a lot of speculation and a lot of things that were on Facebook, this, that, whatever. And I'm like, look, I don't know. I don't know what Facebook is saying, what social media is saying, but look, here's what the CDC says. So I'm just trying to be as factual as possible and try to give facts as where I can.
Well, cut through the weeds for people so they don't have to sift through all the speculation, like you said.
Because if you sit there and read all this stuff, it's super stressful, and you watch all this stuff. Well, and it's one of the things that we've said, what can you do? Well, be aware. And, I think 80% of the spread of this is through your hands. If you wash your hands, sanitize your hands regularly, and one of the things we teach is don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes, your nose, your ears, the point of entry in your body from your hands. A lot of people touch your face. Like, I don't realize how much I touch my face throughout the day until all this was going on.
I've been saying the exact same thing. You don't realize it until you're not supposed to do it.
Yeah. And so those are things like we try to stress as we try to educate as best we can. Because when this was first coming through, all this first came down, I'm not going to lie to you. It was stressful for all of us. It was, just a burden of making decisions of what should we do and how do we do this, because there was no clarity and no one had clarity. And one of the things that I have a resource in is being a member of the Ohio Restaurant Association and a member of the National Restaurant Association. And going to be honest with you, you just said clearing all the weeds out, just clearing through the weeds, like that information we get daily from them has really helped us focus on what we have to do every day to keep our people safe, our customers safe, ourselves safe as well. And if it wasn't for them and their information and the work they're doing daily, we'd be singing a different song, honestly.
Well, and that kind of brings me to my next question here too, is that, I called you up, a few weeks ago, and I was just trying to talk to you, like, hey, I can't talk right now, I'm in Washington. And I gave you a bunch of crap because I'm like, okay, Mr. Important. And then lo and behold, I get on the other side. And of course, you're in Washington, you're standing in front of a Capitol building. So it's one of those things where, what took you to Washington, Mike? That's what I want to know.
Sure. So I'm on the board of directors for the Ohio Restaurant Association, and every year they do an advocacy group that goes to Washington, D.C. and literally advocate on behalf of the restaurant industry in Ohio. And as part of the NRA, Ohio Restaurant Association, as part of the National Restaurant Association, we get to literally go into every congressional member in Ohio and the 2 U.S. senators. We sat with them literally in their offices, sitting with them, across the table from them, talking about issues that pertain to us. And at that time, the CEO and president of the Ohio Restaurant Association said that the restaurant industry is going to be on the forefront of this epidemic or pandemic that's going to be coming through. And the work was started then. These guys were really already ahead of it and working on it. And it's just been a great opportunity. One of the things that, like, being a part of this group, and I strongly, and I implore everyone out there listening in their state to join their state restaurant associations immediately because the information coming down from the National Restaurant Association into those state associations is just worth its weight in gold. And the issues that pertain to us in the restaurant industry and the pizza segment, even, we got to sit and tell these people, hey, this is what we need. This is what's going on. And we got the executive summary last night from the National Restaurant Association from the bill, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, the CARES Act that just passed the Senate. One of the couple of things in there are the things that we actually talked about in those visits.
Okay.
So it is so important to get involved because you will be the voice that's being heard. Don't let someone else speak on behalf and tell you what you need. Get involved. Be the voice that tells people what you do need. And I have to say, it's been an unbelievable experience to be part of that. I've learned so much about how the process works and how things can get done. And you have to be relentless in doing it.
Well, all right. So, definitely get involved in obviously your local chamber of commerce. And I assume most of these guys they're
sure.
Have outreach with the community. Can you give me any specifics on at least what you guys were lobbying for on behalf of the restaurant industry? Now, I know the bill is passed. I guess it's through the Senate. It still has to go through the House, and that things can still change. The ink is not dry. But what did you guys ask for? Let's just say what you asked for.
One of the things that, like, as a restaurant industry as a whole has been asking for was the QIP adjustment. And that's so restaurants can adjust their qualified improvement property. So, like, they get right off there was an error when the bill was written a couple years ago, and it was extended the period of being able to write off the improvements for 39 years, and it should be 15. So that, if you have a $30,000 investment into your company, it's going to take you 30 years to write that off. Well, most restaurants don't last 30 years, and you can't enjoy the benefit of that. And that can't put real money into adding to your operation, and that's a big thing. And that is put into this as we sit. So I think that's a huge thing that is important, because that's going to put real money into the business owner's hands that can do things that can really help run day-to-day business operation right now. And right now, another thing too is the help with, as this thing progresses, the world change. And one of the things they're talking about is the Paycheck Protection Program, all that stuff in there that could help us is in there. This CARES Act really seems like it can really help our restaurant industry specifically, and everything we're going through. We got hit the hardest. Oh, I shouldn't say the hardest, but one of the stats over here that I have is the restaurant industry lost more than 3 million jobs and $25 billion in sales since March 1st.
Wow.
I mean
those, and that's some staggering numbers. And this is truth, because restaurant, they are on the list of essential businesses.
And real quick, I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things why we're considered essential, and I wrote a letter to our team, and we as restaurant owners are certified to handle food and trained to handle food safely as possible and deliver it as safely as possible. So, they're like, well, why are we considered essential? Well, we're the people delivering food to someone who might be their only meal for the day. You think about it, and they can't go right now out and about. The world has changed, times have changed, and we might be their only avenue to get dinner that evening. They might be a first responder working in a hospital, and they might be working in a grocery store crazy hours right now, and they don't have time to cook dinner when they get home. We are their ability to help them get through the day, and we are essential in that aspect. So knowing that really helps people go to work every day in the restaurant industry. Not that we need any more motivation, because we're a very motivated industry.
Yeah.
But know that we are playing a part in helping people get through this is a big deal.
Well, we've kind of talked a little bit about, just being prepared. Like you said, you were doing a lot of forward thinking on this, so you were kind of ahead of the curve on some of the stuff. But there's also got to be the aspect of recovery. It's not always going to be like this. So in the middle of this, should we be thinking about the step when it goes back to normal, that next step? Should we be thinking about that now and planning? Do you guys have a plan in place for, when normal returns?
Yeah, we all pray it'll return sooner than later. And, we hope we get through this as safely as possible. And it's very scary. You turn the news on every day and just seeing the pattern of people being affected daily, and it's scary. And you could look at these numbers all which way, and at the end of the day, it's just it is the light of the tunnel seems far away, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And these people in the medical industry are just doing a wonderful job of working relentlessly to find out a way to cure this or reduce the effects of this. And there's so many positive things going on. So you do have to think ahead of how and when we get through this. One of the things we did do, and to touch back a little bit about, we haven't had the necessity to lay people off at this point. We are fortunate in our model to be heavy pickup and delivery. So our customers are very used to having pickup and delivery. We do have dining rooms in half of our restaurants, so that did hurt. And I think generally speaking, restaurants are down 15-20% that offer pickup and delivery alone, 50% for sure, 50% to 25% for sure down. But, for our customers, we have the operation to handle pickup and delivery. We have that ability to do that. So for us to convert to 100% pickup and delivery wasn't much of a challenge. So most of our crew handles any of that operation at any point of the day. We're always looking to bring on great people to our team and be ready to get through this. So one of the things we figured, real quick, we adjusted our hours from 11 to 8, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
What were the original hours?
till 10 p.m. and 11 o'clock on the weekends. Weekends we stay open to 9 p.m. But one of the things that we did was hopefully that can help stagger people working. So instead of working 4 to 5 days, we're working 3 to 4 days. You know what I mean? 3, 10-hour shifts, or 4 10-hour shifts, as compared to doing 5 days of 8 hours ish. You know what I mean? So like we're trying to help get people, circulate them and get home, get rested, not put the stress on them. And one of the things that we are finding is that we're focused from 11 to 8 on what we do, and really focusing on our operation. We didn't bring in any kind of new aspect to our business. We didn't bring in any new type of promotion. We just tried to stick to as being as normal as possible. Does that make sense? And try to really
don't adjust your game plan too much, because then it adds to the hysteria and the hype. You're saying no deep discounts, nothing like that. Just staying normal, being strong. And that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people too, is they're trying to project that strength and calmness and normalcy.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't have 55,000 thoughts that went through my head, and we talked about it, and we should do this, we should do that, and Jeremy and Jason in our office, and we've had crazy ideas, crazy conversations, and I might be Jeremy might have to be the one to talk me off the edge, and I might have to be the one to talk Jason off the edge, and because some of our you're just trying to constantly think and think about what we can do, how we can be better, and how we can improve things all the time. That's always our mindset. So and it's funny because sometimes I'm like, I have this, we got to do this. We have to do this. And Jeremy's like, no, we got to stick to what we do. And then, I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then, he might have an idea. I'm like, then I'm like the one, no, we got to we have to stick to what we do. It's just we all balance each other off super well.
And that's the knee-jerk reaction for any person right now, is to kind of do that. They might freak out a little bit and say, well, how am I going to do? Now I need to offer so many more discounts to keep the business coming in. You don't necessarily have to, but well,
I'm not saying you do or don't. I'm just saying
it's working for Master Pizza. You're not doing it.
Well, our model is sustainable for pickup and delivery. What we do. So our operation is totally different than our our friends at Panino's in Chicago. We have a totally different operation than them. And just saying, what we do isn't a blanket statement for everybody. We, if they had different restrictions, maybe we're the ones looking for a little bit more creative aspect to drum up new ideas. It's a crazy situation, and literally every day, more and more things come through, and we're just trying to keep as much normal as possible every day as new things get introduced to our operation.
Well, and like you said, there was very little change you had to do in your model. So some other people might have to change. And again, it's just whoever can. So at this point, I just wanted to say that, Mike Donaker came in. I believe I pronounced that right. He says, "You're amazing." He says, "It's so amazing that you went to Washington to support the industry." So Mike Donaker says, "Thank you." And on behalf of all of us, really. George Taylor, U.S. Pizza team member, jumped in and says, "Thanks for all you do, Michael." Mike Russo says, "You owe me $30." What? No, I'm sorry. He said, "These are awesome videos and great ideas from some great people." So definitely want to appreciate that. But then this is something that we kind of jumped over. There was another question I was going to have, but in this time, as far as when I was asking about employee retention or what you do for your staff, one thing I did notice is early on, some people were having to lay people off, unfortunately. But I turn around and you put out a message saying you're hiring. Why? I mean, how could you do that in this time? Or why did you feel that you could, or it was necessary for you to hire more people in this time?
Because we really want to make sure we are doing what we're, taking care of our business. If people are going to call, we want to be sure we're being, if they're calling for our services, we want to make sure that providing the best service and we could be counted on. And if we can do that and sustain that kind of service through this, when we get out of it, hopefully we can grow and develop, a bigger customer base and a stronger relationship with our customers. it's important we in our company we call winning an order. We want to win every order. We want to make sure we have every order is a win. And if we can't provide a reliable service to our customers, especially when they need it, we're not going to win that order. And I think that's a mindset we all have collectively that makes us want to excel in times that we're needed the most.
Okay. Well, I mean, real quick, I'm trying to figure out the Zoom webinar. This is our second one, guys, so there's a little technical glitches here, but Derek Tung came in through the webinar, and he wants to thank you again for keeping us up to date on this legislation. Like you said, you're weed whacking through all the BS and getting us to the down and dirty facts. So, again, much appreciated on that. Now, when you're talking about hiring people, did you, was there extra hours to give people? I mean, in your business, again, your carry-out delivery model, but I mean, and obviously you want to hire them and you want to keep them for the future as well because you're growing that business. But I mean, was there a lot of adjustment as far as like your current employees having to bring in new people? And actually, what kind of response did you get to that? How many people have you actually got jobs?
It's kind of rough, actually. We've received many applications, and you could tell a lot of talent, a lot of great people are out there wanting to work and wanting to keep going. And we had interviews, and it was each store, the application goes to each store that's asking for it. And I know it's hard seeing them come through, because you know that they're very talented and they're just trying to get by. But our team is always looking to bring on great people to help grow our company. We want to make sure we are staffed well, and give people breaks when needed. And it's part of company that's trying to grow and trying to get through this is to bring people on. We're only as strong as our team. And if we don't have enough team members, we're not gonna be able to do what we need to do. So, we're always hiring, always trying to keep things moving forward. And some people have, in our industry, people are always transient. They're going from different places or they're between college and, a lot, so much movement in our industry. So, we're always constantly trying to keep an eye out on talent and people that can help us grow.
Right. Well, I mean, it's great. Again, and it's another one of those things where you're jumping in to kind of fill some gaps, give people some hope, get straight to the facts. I wanted to jump back around real quick because I think we were talking about it and then you went off on a tangent, some information, but just more of a, as you are one to do, Van B. Staff, again, I mean, it sounded like you had more to talk about what you're doing for your staff to kind of show them that you appreciate them, to help them out in this time, besides, adjusting their hours and stuff. But I mean,
every decision we make is for our staff. Our staff, isn't our staff. Half of them are family members and half of them are dear friends and close personal friends, so, if we can, like, we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that we're looking out. Cause hey, I'm staff too. We always kid around. Like, joke is like, I always have my Master Pizza shirt on underneath. We always kid around. Like, it's like, when I walk into a store, it's not uncommon for me to take orders or jump on the oven, help out where needed. So we're just trying to give them food to take home for their families. Cause we know, we just want to, just as much as we can, show that we appreciate them coming in and them being such professionals about it. Such, I think big part of it too is like when we first, I'm not saying we don't struggle with it now, but I'm saying it's a struggle every day. But when we first had this whole situation kind of come into fruition, a lot of people were scared. And I think, I called out to people that I know and people that I trust in the industry. And I'm not going to, again, sit here and tell you that we have all the answers or we have all the vision. We don't. We're day to day and trying to figure this out day to day with everybody else. I call on people too, and the one conversation I'll share as much as I can about it. I called some Ohio restaurant industry, that restaurant association that kind of brought me along, and I just asked them. I said, "Look, man, we got people that are afraid and scared, and how do I, I'm just telling, what do I do? It hurts. It hurts, And the conversation was like, he said, like, communicate as much as you can and tell them what you know, and constantly try to feed information, correct information. And from that point on, I wrote the letter about why we're essential. I tried to give as much information, some of the things you showed, and those things became important because I think we all had a collective common goal now of what our purpose is here every day. We're not here just to make pizza and to make pizza deliveries. We're here to feed people and to be an essential part of our communities that we're involved with. And I think that kind of got us on a better track moving forward of having a common direction, because it was, in the beginning, it was like 1,000 different directions. It was like it was very hard to corral everything coming in at once and trying to give trying to lead people through this very uncertain times. It still are.
Well, and that's the thing too, as you were saying. I mean, it'd be nice if we kind of had a gameplay in mind already, but this is, I don't know, in my lifetime, I'm 41 now. I've never seen anything like this as far as the shutdown of stay at home, social distancing. I've never seen that, even with all the other, epidemics that kind of came through. So this is going to be something that's going to kind of set the standard for, God forbid, future situations such as this. So we need to learn as much as we can from this, which is why I'm trying to talk with you guys. And I don't care if there's a lot of overlap on the ideas that you're having, but I want to hear what you're doing, give people hope out there. And this is why I will never say the name of the situation. It's always the situation. I know I'm going to get sued by the guys at the Jersey Shore or whatever, but let's try to stay negative, or try to stay positive, keep all the negative out of it. Portray the strength. And again, it's always coming back to normalcy. So, and I think you're out there doing it. And as far as and lobbying on behalf of those who can't for themselves. So we do appreciate that. Nick Bogaz came in and he says that you're not alone, Michael. So he might be behind you. I think he's in the window behind you.
Nick's a dear friend of mine, and I've talked to him several times. He's called me, and it's this industry is loaded with such wonderful people and loaded with people who care. And I tell you, my phone is going off like crazy right now, and I could just see
can't they see you're busy?
I just I've called. I'm here if anyone ever needs to call me, text me, get a hold of me. I'm trying to keep myself available to everybody as I can, and I try to get back. And I do get back. And Brian, you may not be right, but I do get back to you right as soon as I can.
As soon as the next week. But I mean, in all seriousness, though, I mean, if somebody who is watching this that doesn't have your contact information, what's the best way for them? They have a super serious question. What's the best way for them to contact you? Facebook Messenger or
Facebook Messenger is fine. Facebook Messenger. Email me m.lamarca@masterpizza.com.
Okay.
For sure. Get a hold of me, or just whatever I can do to help or answer questions, or even just listen to people, because I've called many, many people too, and it just feels good knowing that someone is there to listen to you and help you out.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Again, I think I was talking with Dan, is the restaurant industry is very cutthroat, but the pizza segment of it is very cooperative and helpful with each other. So, I mean, I'm here for anything. If I can't answer your question, I can find somebody who can. You guys can always reach out to me at brian@pmq.com as well, or Facebook message me. We're all here to help each other. We're all in the same boat, and we want to make sure that we all get through this at the end of the day. So, Mike,
I do want to say one thing real quick. As being a member of the U.S. Pizza team, and yourself as well as myself and many of our friends, we want to wish and pray for everyone, our friends in Italy and Spain, our dear friends in Italy who we see a few times a year traveling. I've been a lot of contact with them, talking with a lot of them and texting them, making sure they're okay. And we just wish them to be safe, as well as we can't wait to have the biggest pizza party in the history of this planet when this is all done. And we just want to celebrate and get through this with them. And we're thinking of them every day, and hoping that they're safe as well. And it's a wonderful community to be a part of. It's a special community to be part of. We can go all over the world, Brian, and the joke is we always have somewhere to crash. We can go anywhere, and we can find somewhere to be. And I just hope everyone's safe out there, healthy, and keep going, keep moving forward. join your state restaurant association immediately, get information from them,
Mhm.
and help get that information to your team.
Okay, well, and yeah, absolutely. And I did want to put a shout out to the World Pizza Champions too. These
Yep.
are another great. They're, and I use the word rival team, but they're not. We're all friends. They're the other team. So Tony Gemignani, Nick Bogaz. I got to stop naming them. I'll go on forever. But we did get a question here on the Facebook Live. Carmelo Lamada says, "How do you deal with pizzerias giving everything away for free?" I mean. I think if I kind of figure out the question, a lot of these guys are doing the deep discounts and stuff like that. So someone like you who's already got the model and is staying at the regular menu, how do you combat that? Or have you even seen that cut into the business at all?
Well, we've obviously our business is not the same as it was 3 weeks ago, but
it's hard to gauge then, whether or not that's happening.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I was talking with I forgot who it was. And it was funny. I'm like, man, Monday was terrible for us, but Tuesday was huge. I mean, Tuesday was just massive for us, right? And he's like, well, Monday was big for him, and Tuesday was. I just think your customers are going to call you and expect a certain level of service and product from you. So try to keep. I'm not saying that's the answer because everyone has a different situation, and they're just trying to get traction. And I totally understand that and appreciate it. So I just again stick to what we do as close to as we can and try to provide the service and product that we are known for in our area.
It sounds like it's more about doing the customer outreach, making sure that you're visible on social media, letting them know that you're still there and that their regular deals are ready to go. I thank you so much, Carmelo. And we would love to have more questions in the future for some of these guys that I'm going to be talking to. This is what this is about. It's supposed to be a live interaction to get you answers right away. You can always watch these again on the PMQ Facebook, but there's nothing better than talking live. But just kind of be out there, let them know that this is what we do. We're still here. We're still the same.
Yeah.
So, do you have any kind of final thoughts for the world right now? Just, we're going to get back to normal here. We're all going to survive this. It's just what we can do to help each other. But is there just one thing that maybe we didn't cover, or just one final message you want to give?
Again, a couple things, and I really want to stress, I can't stress enough, is get involved with your state restaurant association. Honest to God, the information that I have received from being a part of the association, or Ohio Restaurant Association, has really helped us a lot. You were saying like we were ahead of the curve. Well, it's because I know what pitch is coming. You know what I'm saying? Like if the information is just worth its weight in gold right now. Mm-hmm. Correct information. And I don't search Facebook, Google, get those, the right facts from the people that we trust. And these are the people that we trust and we work with every day. The National Restaurant Association is working on all of our behalf to get this information and to fight for the things that we need in this bill to help us get out of this. Mm-hmm. So really do that. I really want people to understand that, every day we wake up. I've been working from 7 a.m. to midnight, 1 o'clock every night on something. I'm just, I'm in my office, or I'm in a store, or I'm at my dining room table late night, and I'm just, there's times where Big Dave Ostrander, I remember hearing him at Expo every year. And one of the things that always stuck in my head was there's times you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and work. and you're going to have to, it's going to be nonstop. And I just always remembered him just demonstrating that and showing it. It's just something that always stuck with me. And this is one of those times that we're going to have to do whatever we can to fight to get through this. It's worth the fight. It's worth the challenge that you're going through every day. It's because I'm not a pizza shop owner, or I'm not a pizza shop person. I'm a pizza person. It's my identity. Yeah. So you're fighting for your identity. You're fighting for who you are. And guys, just don't give up. It's hard. Every day, like you get ran over by a bulldozer, and a bigger one, faster one comes right after that. But just keep up, keep going, keep getting up. And, that's what I really want people to understand, that like it's hard and it's not going to get easier, but just keep going.
Well, what a terrible but apt analogy with the bulldozer. The bigger and the faster one coming right behind it. Yeah. And Carmelo, he says, they're down in Fort Myers. My folks actually live there, Carmelo. I'm going to have to come see you. I got to be down there in May for my brother's graduation. So Email me at Brian at PMQ or message me here on Facebook, Carmelo. I want to talk with you. But he said they've been there for 41 years. They're staying open 7 days a week to give back to the community. It's hard, but in the end, they'll still be there for the customers. So he wants to thank you for doing this today, and keep helping those mom and pops survive. So, and that's what we're trying to do with these live updates, let you know what everybody else is doing around you. And again, like Mike said, it's going to be different. We're all in different stages of this kind of quarantine.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody who's further ahead up north, you can tell us, people down in the south, what to expect. So Anthony says, Haley and Kyrie say hi. So I'm really glad that we're getting a lot of interaction here. We're going to do our best to promote it ahead of time. We've got a schedule through Tuesday. We're going to put that out so you know who to expect and what we're going to be talking about. But this is just getting rolling. I mean, it's, again, like I said, we did one, and I appreciate Dan Uccello being our test subject.
Yeah,
we did one, and then they came to me. I don't have to recruit people now, which is nice. I want to get everybody out there, get all the messages. So, Mike, that's some great information. It's a good message. Just get up every day and do it, because that bulldozer's coming. But one day they'll run out of bulldozers.
I pray we will. We'll get through this, and as we get more information about this bill that gets passed and stuff like that, we'll get it out to everybody. And if anyone has questions about stuff we're doing, about how because Ohio seems like we're kind of a few weeks ahead of people. I could give out any information we're doing. Please take it serious, guys. Be ahead of the game. Be safe, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have you back on, Mike, when some of this stuff gets the ink dries on those bills and stuff like that, so you can maybe walk us through and let us know. What's up?
Shout out to Van A, obviously, to Van A. But Lars Smith shot me a text the other day, and I want to bring this up. He texted me, and one of the things I really love that he said, and I love Lars to the moon and back. I mean, he's just a great person, is that he's trying to get people in his community this information too. And he's really stepping up and being a great leader in his area, in his community. And we just need all of us to do that in our areas, is to help each other out. It's not about, right now we're all in this together. And that's the truth. The pizza industry has always kind of been together, but more now than ever, we're really in this together, and help everybody out, get the message out, get the correct message out, correct information, and help as many people as you can.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, even in our US Pizza Team chat room, Lars has been, a note of positivity, but also pragmatic realism. He's like, he's not sugarcoating it, but he's not adding to the hype. But oddly enough, he's going to be on tomorrow. We are going Lars Smith tomorrow, I believe, at sometime during the day. No, it's I'm sorry, I've got all my notes, so we're still getting it. But yeah, Lars Smith tomorrow is going to be, I believe, it's going to be up on PMQ Facebook shortly. It'll let you know. But hold on, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm sorry. I will let you know where he's coming, and we're going to be talking about some of that, kind of that leadership in the community. All right, so Lars Smith is going to be 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So Mountain Time. If you guys want to join us, I don't even know what it is. So, but
you got to use that picture. You got to use that picture of me and Lars as his promo pic.
Which one?
The one of where I'm behind him in the.
Send me the pic. We already made the thumbnail, but I will definitely put it up.
It's his profile picture.
So yes, okay. So yeah, so tomorrow, actually, just kind of give a preview. Tomorrow we're going to talk with Lars Smith, and he was one of the first guys in the group on my team that I had seen gift cards. Big thing. It's one of those things where they can give it. People can buy it and give it to their moms or their dads or their sons or daughters. And definitely more, again, of staff appreciation, or what you're doing to staff retention and what you're doing to help them out. And he has also something that was a big description I wrote down: local tech companies partnering with local restaurants. So I'm excited to hear what he's got going on over there in Silicon Valley. So, tune in tomorrow, Friday the 27th at 2 p.m. Central, and we'll be talking with Lars Smith. He's got a magnificent beard. I'm super excited about this. But Mike, again, thank you so much for joining us today. All your information's out there. People can get in touch with you, m.lamarca@masterpizza.com. You guys can always reach me. Carmelo, I will give you a call. We'll get to talking. So Again, guys, thanks for tuning in to PMQ Live Updates. We're going to try to keep these things coming daily, at least through this treacherous time, and then we can all
Brian,
see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you, man, for what you're doing, man. This is great. Great job on this.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We just want to make sure the information gets out to the people that we love. Like you said, it's an industry, but the pizza industry is a lot of family. So
it is. Take care, everybody.
All right. Everybody stay safe and stay sane.